Hi guys, we have some important updates for you from the Fractal network as well as TAP protocol. This is everything on Bitcoin ecosystem, so let's get started immediately. First things first, the block number 21,000 is live from a couple days ago already on Fractal Bitcoin, which means that inscriptions are live. And most importantly, everything that you could have done previously on BRC20 is on Bitcoin mainnet. Now you can also do on Fractal at uniset.io at Inscribe tab. So it's literally the absolute same thing. Make sure that your Uniset wallet or any other wallet you're using for Fractal is updated. And you will need to connect, of course. Go here on the BRC tab, Inscribe BRC tab. And then you can either deploy your own token on the Fractal Bitcoin mainnet, or you can mint a ticker that you know is already existing. Now, how you can know which ticker to mint? You need to go to one of the explorers, and here you can go either to catzen.io. This is not as verified as the half official one, which is fractalexplorer.io. And here you can see all the transactions, inscriptions, and even cat tokens, we'll talk about these very soon, that you can currently mint. Now, of course, this one will give you a more visual representation of what's hot, what's not, what is soon to be minted out. For example, yeah, I would definitely not go and mint any more of this Fractal Bull because it's very, very soon to being minted out. And even the one great thing about Fractal Bitcoin, unlike the Bitcoin mainnet, is that you actually cannot get front run on your transaction. So it doesn't matter what kind of fee you select. Once your transaction is on the network, it is going to go through eventually, as long as it's not, of course, fully minted out. So that's a great update. So a couple things to keep in mind. If you're going to be deploying, you just need to remember that you can only use the ticker that has 6 to 12 letters, and you can also use something called self-issuance if you wish for the wallet that has deployed the inscription to be the only one to be able to actually mint the tokens. But you can also transfer this right to mint the tokens by transferring the deployment inscription. Now, if you're going to be minting, what I suppose most of us will be doing, you can do so by simply going here on the Fractal Explorer, and here you can see both CAT20 and BRC20 token standards that are currently live and active. And currently, most of these are already minted out from the top hottest categories, but there's still, for example, Bitmap currently at 58% mint out. So for BRC20 standard on Fractal, you can simply go here on the Explorer and press the mint page. It is going to directly direct you here, but for the CAT version as well, it is the same thing, but you only need to go here on the CAT20 version, see what is the ticker, and then simply input it manually on the Inscribe tab. So if you want to, for example, mint some of this latest hot stuff on the block, which is said to be this Kitty Cash on CAT20, then you would simply copy paste this sticker, and then you would go to the Inscribe tab, and then of course just the same thing as BRC20s, you would copy paste it, and then of course you select how many you will want to mint at once, and as long as you have Fractal Bitcoin, then you will be able to go through with your transaction. Currently the sets are reasonably fine. When Fractal went live, it was in a couple thousands, so well, this is also relatively high. It is not as bad as it used to be. Also, one super important piece of information is that the marketplace for Fractal ordinals and inscriptions went live, and this is where the fun really starts, because not only can you see some of your favorite collections on Bitcoin, such as Pixel Pepes and Fractal Flipped Pepes, for example. These are having some decent-ish volume at the moment. The floor price is really tiny, like 2 or 3 Fractal Bitcoin. But the most important part that I've seen recently is that you can actually do something that we used to do back in the BRC20 early days, where you would mint some of these tokens while they're still able to be minted. For example, such as these bitmaps that we just talked about. And they're still about 60% mint out as of making of this video. But it costs you only about 0.04 Fractal Bitcoin. Let me see exactly how much is it to actually mint it. So it would cost me, let's actually do this in real time. So we have this bitmap token. Okay, let's say I want to mint 20 batches. So how much is going to cost me? 20 of these. So at current prices in gas, it's going to be about, what is this going to cost? Let's see, it was about 0.004. Oh my god, it's even less. 0.034 Fractal Bitcoin at current prices. And this will give me 20,000 of these tokens, right? And if we go to Marketplace and we see how much these are actually being sold, then we can go here on the bitmap, right? And then here you can see that these 20,000 are being sold for 4 Fractal Bitcoin. So casual 100x as soon as your transaction goes through, and on Fractal Bitcoin transactions are actually really quickly, between 30 seconds is each block timer. So if this is real, then this is a casual 100x in a couple minutes. It sounds crazy, but of course you have to be very, very skeptical with these things. So of course, first thing I did, I went to orders, and then here I'm trying to figure out if this is actually real, if someone is just messing with this market. But at the moment, there seems to be a lot of these inscriptions actually being sold. So it's not just listing, updating, it's actually some of them seem to be sold. Now, of course, you might say that it's the same guy or girl just selling to its own wallet, and it's probably likely that some of that is happening as well. But if this is organic, casual 100x on Bitcoin in day one, that is insane. And this is the power of being early. This is why we always say a million times that you need to be around people who do this, who live and breathe crypto, to find these kinds of things. Of course, I've already done this and it's actually working, so it's ridiculous. But if you want to stay up to date, things that you need to do is you need to follow Uniset Wallet and Uniset team on Discord. This is the easiest way to stay up to date, Discord and Twitter. But if you want to actually be around people who do this and have this as a full-time job, like a career, then you need to understand that having people who have their finger on the pulse is your priority number one. And we have created such thing in our Discord. We have a BRC20 and Fractal ecosystem channel specifically dedicated to these things, which we go in detail for everything regarding everything that's going on. So I have not found another community on Discord in crypto that has so much alpha shared on a regular basis. So if you're serious about these things, you should definitely consider joining our community, because we really talk about these things in real time, and most of the alpha, most of the opportunity, when it comes to YouTube, sometimes the opportunity is already gone. So you might want to be doing this in real time with all of us in our Discord. And as always, all the links that we always talk about in our videos are in the first link or the description of this video. It will also take you to a subscriptions page on our website, where you can find the monthly and yearly plans for a Discord membership, as well as an airdrop tracking application that just makes your life so much smoother and easier, that helps you keep organized with all the projects and wallets that you might be farming simultaneously. Now, all the things that we already talked about already assumes that you have some Fractal Bitcoin in your Fractal Bitcoin mainnet wallet. If that is not the case, then there are a couple of things that you can do to actually fund your Fractal Bitcoin wallet. A couple things that you can do is either use a centralized exchange which supports and has Fractal Bitcoin, such as CoinEx. You can simply deposit some assets on CoinEx and buy Fractal Bitcoin, and if they have withdrawal functionality at the moment enabled, you can withdraw your Fractal Bitcoin to your Uniset or any other supported wallet. However, if you want to stay on chain and not use any centralized exchanges, the alternative is you can go to .swap. And there's two things about this thing, guys. So we are super early for this. It's literally week 1. So most of these inscriptions that we're making are probably going to do multiples. For example, if you remember Sats and Ordis, people who minted Sats and Ordi, and you could literally mint Sats for months last summer, 2023. We were all sitting on a couple hundred X's, which is incredible. So that is a potential upside that we can see in Fractal as well. However, the user experience is so filthy horrible that words cannot describe it. For example, if you want to do stuff on chain, you have to first have assets on Fractal Bitcoin on Bitcoin mainnet, and then you need to go to .swap, and you need to actually deposit your Bitcoin from your on-chain wallet, for example, Uniset or Xverse or something. You need to deposit your assets onto .swap. And then once you actually do that, then you have to wait a normal Bitcoin transaction. So it's going to take 10 to 30 minutes, depending on network congestion and the fee rate that you put. And then once your Bitcoin is on .swap platform, then you need to go to this swap function, and then you will have a certain amount of assets on .swap. And then you can go to this Fractal, which is going to direct you to version 1. And then you can swap from Bitcoin into Fractal. And then you might think, okay, finally now I can mint some CAT20 or Fractal assets. No, there's more. So I thought that this would be enough, but no. Then I thought that I need to go then to tools.mempool.com. This is the .swap minter. And then here you can only mint the hottest one on the block currently, which is Fractal Bull, which is not actually the best user experience also, but more on that later. But no, now you have assets on .swap, but you need assets back in your Fractal Bitcoin mainnet on-chain wallet. So what you need to do now is you need to go back to your .swap account, and then you have to actually withdraw your assets back into your wallet. So that is the super slightly tilting part. So you need to go to your assets, and then you have to actually withdraw them. I actually cannot find, where is the option to withdraw? It was just here like a couple minutes ago. Anyway, there's a functionality to actually withdraw your assets. Okay, yeah, let's go to profile, view account. Okay, withdraw. And then you go from this part, you have to withdraw your Fractal Bitcoin back into your on-chain wallet. This is a Fractal Bitcoin transaction, so at least this one is going to take like a minute or 30 seconds. You select the amount that you want, and then when your assets are back in your on-chain wallet, then you can finally actually mint some tokens that you want. Of course, I would recommend using the Uniset inscription functionality. So you go here in the inscribe tab and you make sure you're on Fractal, you're not minting actually BRC20 tokens, and then you can actually get some mints going. So yeah, TLDR, you have to deposit your assets on .swap, swap into Fractal Bitcoin, and then withdraw this Fractal Bitcoin back into your on-chain wallet. Now, there's going to be a lot more development regarding Fractal Bitcoin in the next couple of days and weeks. We'll make sure to keep you updated. But for now, let's go really quickly into the TAP ecosystem, because the TAP protocol has just announced its new updated Q4 and Q1 2025 roadmap. And here you can see some really interesting developments. However, the one we are most interested in is this token generation event happening in mid-October, alongside with TAP protocol Airdrop. And if you have participated in the Coinlist sale a couple months ago, then potentially this is going to be a moment where we're going to start getting our vested amounts. Now, let's go into really quickly what TAP protocol does. It's basically built on Track protocol. So Track is an indexer and TAP is leveraging its technology. So in this scenario, we actually have an incredible Twitter post that is basically a Bitcoin glossary. If you're new to Bitcoin ecosystem, this Twitter post is going to be a lifesaver for you. It has all the definitions of everything that's happening, that has happened, and is currently live outside of Fractal Bitcoin. So this is another different ecosystem. It's also on Bitcoin, but different variation. So here you can see the TAP protocol is a great explanation. I'm so tempted to just read this entire paragraph, but yeah, essentially this will give you a basic framework to understand everything that's going on in this interesting ecosystem. Now, let's take a quick look at what actually DMT is and how digital matter theory integrates with TAP.
No, not that DMT. Digital matter theory. Digital matter theory states that the organically occurring, non-arbitrary data being produced in every Bitcoin block can be mapped into a digital periodic table. As with physical elements such as gold and diamonds, some digital elements are rarer than others. And as with physical elements, digital elements on Bitcoin must also first be discovered, but once they are, they can be used to create almost anything: in-game items, metaverse skyscrapers, art, or
PFPs. So yeah, basically this is a very simple, straightforward explanation of what DMT is. It is a non-arbitrary way to categorize Bitcoin blocks, and then you can anything you want and anything your imagination allows. And perhaps the most bullish thing regarding TAP is that they're working on account abstraction. And if you remember our examples from Infinex, it basically makes user experience so much easier for removing seed phrases and making bridges basically obsolete, because it is going to allow seamless L1 communication between many different chains. For example, today we cannot send assets from Bitcoin to Solana or from ETH to Solana. You have to use a bridge. But if TAP protocol gets integrated with many other projects, then this could actually be much, much closer to reality than what we envisioned, that cross-chain interoperability is years or maybe decades away. So this is incredibly bullish. So, TLDR of the video, keep an eye out, close eye on Fractal Bitcoin. Make sure to keep up to date with TAP protocol and all of its developments on their socials and their discords. And of course, if you're serious about crypto, we are waiting for you in our Discord, where we talk about all these things daily. And this is potentially the best source of information and alpha regarding all of these ecosystems. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe with bell notifications on. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to drop them in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, have an amazing day.